Hey guys, Sam here, and welcome back to our brand new Napoli Career Mode series. Last episode, you guys got the opportunity to leave some suggestions for signings, and you guys left some fantastic suggestions in the comment section below. You also left some pretty terrible suggestions, but that's okay. There was a lot of good suggestions. A lot of comments were really good. I had a few different people telling me how to pronounce it, but there were a few people that said they were Napoli fans and they were Albanian, so apparently that Y is actually not a Y. Apparently it's pronounced something along the lines of Usai or Husai or something along those lines. So you guys, I'll be saying it, and then like every episode you guys will sort of tell me how to actually pronounce it. But for now we're going to be calling him Usai. That's what his name's going to be. He's our right back Albanian, and that's what the team looks like right now. So a bit of an update on the centre back situation. I asked you guys for a starting centre back. I actually think, I've been thinking about it, I've been sleeping on it, and I actually think I'm going to be starting TRayAllDay. Now, it's a pretty big decision to start him, but he's a very good centre-back. When you really take a look at it, you strip down the fact that he's 29 years old. You look at his stats, he's not the quickest, but that's okay. We have Koulibaly as our dynamic centre-back. He's got great strength. He's got pretty decent physical stats all around. Then he's got good headering accuracy, great marking, and great defending stats. He's a really good defender. On top of that, he's 6'3", which I really like in a centre back. So he's got the experience, he's got the height, he's got the defending stats. His physical stats aren't the worst. So I think we're going to be starting TRayAllDay. That doesn't mean we're not going to sign a centre back. I still don't like Chiriches as a backup. I think he'll be a reserve for us. So we will still be signing a centre back, but it'll be more of a rotation centre back, and TRayAllDay will be a starting centre back for us at least this season. I'd like to try him out just this season because I don't really get to play with TRayAllDay that often. How often do you guys actually play with TRayAllDay? I would like to know, because I don't get to play with him that often. You'll also notice there's a bit of a switch up in the lineup. It's Callejon on the right and Insigne on the left now, and we've dropped Dries Mertens to the bench. I think this is a better decision to have Mertens as a backup. I think it gives us more options to have a center attacking mid / winger on the bench, so we actually have a backup winger on the bench. I think that's a lot better, which a lot of you guys suggested. But let's take a look at some of the signings that you guys suggested. I've sent my scouts out there to do a bit of scouting. A backup center back and a squad rotational center back is what we're looking for right now. So you guys suggested them, so let's take a look at who you guys have come up with. Right, this is our shortlist of players that you guys suggested. Now, for the striking position, there was Jerry Mbakogu, Wissam Ben Yedder, and Franco Vazquez. Two of them are from the Serie A, one of them from Liga, and that would be Ben Yedder. All fantastic strikers. All ratings are quite different. You got 73, 78, and 80. As far as centre-backs, you guys suggested Lorenzo Tonelli, Matija Nastasic, Yannick Vestergaard, surprised to see him in that list, Alexander Dragovic, and Mark Bartra. Those were the suggestions. Now, straight off the bat, I think I'm going to get rid of Mark Bartra. He's more of a starting centre-back rather than a backup centre-back, so we're going to get rid of him. We'll get rid of Mark Bartra. Taking a look at the centre-backs first, we have 78, 77, 79, and 78 as the ratings. Tonelli is from the Serie A, which I really like, and he seemed to be a very popular decision. So we're gonna go in for him first of all. That's gonna be the first person that we go in for. We're gonna be offering 6.5 million off the bat and seeing what Empoli say. We don't have as much money as you guys would think, as you can see by our transfer budget. So we're going to straight up offer 6.5. Maybe if they decline that, we'll add Chiriches in the deal, but we'll see how that one goes. A really good suggestion. I like the fact that he's a left-sided centre-back. He's got the left foot, obviously, but I think he's more of a starting centre-back again. He's playing squad rotation at Schalke. Why would he move from Schalke to Napoli to play squad rotation for Napoli? You know, if he was starting, maybe. But I think we're going to say no to Nastasic for now. Another left-footed centre-back is Yannick Vestergaard, one of my favourite centre-backs this FIFA. I think one of the most underrated centre-backs this FIFA. You look at his pace and you're like, okay, this guy's shit, but this guy's a fucking mountain, man. He's like 6'6", left-footed centre-back. He's got fantastic defending stats, but he's got the height, he's got the strength. And we're going to be going in for him as a backup centre-back, as someone to just sort of fill the role. And we're going to offer 6 million straight off the bat to see if Yannick Vestergaard or Werder Bremen would allow him to leave. And the last one is Alexander Dragovic. I keep shifting the order. Alexander Dragovic, who's a very well-rounded centre-back, I'd say. Great physical stats, of course, decent defending stats as well. He's sort of a centre-back that pushes up a lot, and that's why I'm going to say no to Alexander Dragovic, because we already have Koulibaly as our dynamic centre-back, so we're not going to sign Alexander Dragovic. Now, as far as the strikers, all three of these are fantastic suggestions. Jerry Mbakogu, a very underrated striker, great pace, great strength. This team doesn't have enough players, so Carpi are literally on their last legs. We're going to have to offer them a player as well. Let's offer them Christian Maggio and 1 million and see what they say to that. We're going to have to offer them a player because they can't sell anymore. Their squad is at a limit. Then you have Ben Yedder, who was such a popular decision. You guys love Ben Yedder, so we're going to go in for him. We're going to offer 9 million for him off the bat. He would be a fantastic signing, man. Imagine him off the bench. He's got the pace, he's got the skill, you know what I mean? Very technical player. And then last but not least, Franco Vazquez, a center forward, not the quickest, a very different striker from the other two, very good on the ball, and you'd argue more of a creator rather than a finisher. He's at Palermo right now, so he'll be pretty expensive to sign from a Serie A club, so we're not going to go in for Vazquez. Even though he's a fantastic player, he's just going to cost too much to bring him from another Serie A club, so we're going to get rid of him from the shortlist. And those were your guys' suggestions. Thank you so much for taking to the comment section below. Absolutely fantastic suggestions from the ones that we didn't pick, from the ones that we picked. Great suggestions all around. Thank you so much for leaving your comments in the comment section. But now we're going to have to see what these teams say and who is going to be the most likely to get signed. As far as the offers that we have sent, Ben Yedder, Toulouse, just straight up accept the 9 million offer for Ben Yedder, so he is right now looking most likely to sign for Napoli if he accepts our squad rotational role. Toulouse, not the best team, so hopefully he sees Napoli and he sees that he wants to go to Napoli. Mbakogu, they said they want an extra 3.1 million on top of Maggio, and I think that is a fantastic offer. That's a fantastic deal in my opinion, because Christian Maggio is not going to be playing at all. And Werder Bremen have said they want 11 million for Yannick Vestergaard, which I think is just a bit too much. So we're just going to go 7.5, and hopefully they'll drop to maybe like a 9 or 9.5, and then we'll think about it. But 11 million is a bit too much for Yannick Vestergaard. Empoli have accepted the 6.5 million deal for Lorenzo Tonelli. So as far as centre-backs, he looks like he's in pole position to sign for Napoli if he accepts our squad rotational role. A very good centre-back, 78 rated. He could break into the first team maybe next season. So squad rotation player for now, but you never know where this guy's going to go. So if he accepts this, it would be great to have him on the bench. Carpi have accepted the 3.1 plus Christian Maggio deal. I think Mbakogu is going to be a little bit more happier with a squad rotational role over Ben Yedder. I think Ben Yedder might see it as a bit of an insult, might want a higher squad role, but Mbakogu, he's only an important first team player at Carpi, so I think he really would snap up this deal to be a squad rotational player at Napoli. It's first come, first serve. Whoever says yes first is who we're going to sign. That's how I'm doing it, so Mbakogu has to get back as soon as he can, but he'd be really, really good to have on the bench as well. Right, Tonelli has said he doesn't want a squad rotational role at Empoli, which is kind of unfortunate because I would really, really like if he just accepted it. So instead of bumping up his role at the club, I'm going to offer him 10k more. And then we're going to give him squad rotation player and see what that says. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't, we'll think about giving him a first team role, but I'm not sure I want to do that. I don't want to lie to my players straight off the bat. So we're going to try and just persuade him with money, good old-fashioned money. It always gets footballers to the club, so we're going to offer him 10k more on his wages and see what he says to that. Werder Bremen did accept the 7.5 million deal for Yannick Vestergaard. What was that? 11 million counter offer. Get out of here, Werder Bremen. We're not giving you 11 million, mate. 7.5 million, squad rotation player, going from Werder Bremen to Napoli. I think it'd be pretty difficult to sign him on a squad rotation, but we're doubling his wages, so hopefully he's not like Tonelli. Hopefully he sees that he's doubling his wages here at Napoli and he accepts the squad rotation. No one has accepted their contract yet. Ben Yedder hasn't come back though, so I'm assuming he'll be back in the next few days. telling us what he wants. Hopefully Ben Yedder says yes, I'd like to have him. Right, Ben Yedder has declined. Right after I said I wish he would say yes, he's declined. He wants a bigger role than we're offering, and he's probably the only player up to this point that has the right to say that, because he's a fantastic player. But I just can't give him that first team role. I can't. Higuain is our starting striker. There's no denying that. So we're going to do the same thing and bump up his contract, his wages. I don't know if this actually does anything, but let's give him 20% on top as well. And hopefully he accepts this squad rotation role. Come on, Ben Yedder, mate. You know you want to. It's Napoli. Why would you want to play in Toulouse in the French league when you could play with Napoli in the Serie A? Why? I don't understand. Right, while everyone's complaining about their contract, Jerry Mbakogu has accepted our squad rotation deal, meaning Ben Yedder will not join the club. Even if he accepts this new deal we've sent out to him, Jerry Mbakogu is our man. Much cheaper, which I gotta like, because look at those wages. They only went down by 5k because we offered Maggio as well. And he's so much cheaper. That offers a lot more money to work around in the transfer window. Mbakogu, welcome to Napoli. And Ben Yedder, tough luck, mate. Have a great season at Toulouse. I wish you the best in the French league. Tonelli and Vestergaard still don't want to join on a squad rotation role. Maybe I just don't tell Tonelli his squad role. Maybe I just give him the contract and see what he says. I'd rather not tell him than lie to him, because I don't want him to be complaining and all that shit like midway through the season wanting to get transferred and stuff. And as far as Vestergaard, I think we might forget about Vestergaard. We'll offer one more. We'll give him 75k a week on 4 years. Squad rotation play with 20%. I don't know if that 20% even does anything, if that persuades them more. But we're going to go squad rotation, and we'll see if Vestergaard says yes. Man, these centre backs, they're very, very picky. Right, Ben Yedder declined again. So, I mean, we didn't even want him. Even if he accepted, we wouldn't have signed him. But Tonelli says yes. He'd rather not know his role than me tell him flat out, you'll be on the bench. He'd rather not know. How dumb is that? Oh my god. Lorenzo Tonelli. I want to give Vestergaard a chance to reply, but I have a feeling he's going to decline anyway. So, he declined anyway, as I thought. So, Tonelli is going to be joining the club from Empoli. So a nice Serie A signing for both positions. We've brought in Serie A talent, Serie A experience. Well, not really, because Empoli and Carpi are two recently promoted teams, but that's good. That's very, very good. Now we can switch up our lineup a little bit. We'll get rid of... Shit, who do I want to get rid of the bench? Maybe GardieFIFA, but then we don't really have a defensive mid to come off the bench, which is a bit weird. And then Tonelli for Chiriches there. Man, I really like those low-high work rates. I didn't know he had those. That's very, very good for a centre-back. 6 foot, pretty solid, good pace, good defending stats. Man, I'm telling you, next season, this guy could definitely be starting in our starting 11. But for now, we'll have Albiol and Koulibaly. By the way, Koulibaly's injury, he should be back before the start of the season. So that's it for the transfer window. I don't even know what else we're going to do. So we're going to simulate. If anybody gets offered for, I'll let you guys know. Right, surprisingly enough, we had no offers. We had Lazio coming in for Mertens, which I just declined. I'm not going to sell him to Lazio. And that's pretty much it. No one really coming in for our players. But that's where we're going to end the episode right now. We're going to start playing our games next episode. And the window is still open, which means there's still time for you guys to suggest anything that you want to suggest. Be reasonable, guys. Be realistic. Is there really anything else that you'd like to see in the team right now? We've put Jorginho here in the central mid position along with Allen and Hamsik. So Mertens is now on the bench, as I said at the start of the episode. Koulibaly's not injured anymore, which is great. And that's what our bench looks like. I don't like having 3 attacking mids on our bench. So maybe El Kaddouri will have to come off for Lopez or GardieFIFA. You guys let me know who you'd like to see on the bench. What keeper should be our backup? Gabriel or Raphael? Gabriel's on loan, I believe, so let's put Raphael there. I think might be older. Yeah, he is. But I'm pretty sure Gabriel's on loan, isn't he? Isn't he an AC Milan keeper? I think. I could be wrong. But what would you guys like to see on the bench? So you guys just let me know. I don't like having 3 attacking mids, so let me know who should be on the bench with the Gabbiadini, Mertens, and El Kaduri, who should not be on the bench. But that's what our starting 11 looks like. Any suggestions, leave them in the comment section below. Again, honestly, I don't know. I don't think we're going to sign anybody else, but you guys maybe could persuade me in the comment section below. If you did enjoy today's episode, make sure you leave a like on the video. Next episode, guys, we start playing our games. The first game is an away game at Sassuolo, who've been the surprise package of the Serie A in real life this season. I believe they're 5th, which is pretty good on their part. So, not a team that we should be taking lightly. The Serie A is super competitive in FIFA, guys. So many good teams, so this will not be easy. That's it from me, guys. Again, leave your comments in the comment section below, but I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you had a good day. I'll see you guys in the next one very soon. Keep it real.